the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no Great War, no Great Depression. Our Great War is a spiritual war.
Big week for you this week.
It is. It's almost Thanksgiving. The greatest holiday, secular holiday we have.
That is true. That is true.
I love Thanksgiving. My kids always ask me, like, why do you like Thanksgiving so much? And like growing up, it was because of family. Like that's when all my cousins and aunts and uncles and everybody got together. And then when my granddad died, they all kind of like spread the winds. But still a bit. But now I get to create those traditions myself and do the things.
Yeah.
So for example, one of the dishes that I make that's just for me is cranberry relish. Right? It's like, I don't care if anybody not the cranberry in the can. Right? I get actual cranberries and I cook them down. I put zest of an orange and orange juice in it,
right?
Walnuts, sugar, and all that. Right? I make a cranberry relish. It's great. It's fantastic. And nobody ever eats it. Everybody's like, "Why do you make that if nobody eats it?" I make it for me. I don't care if y'all don't eat it. I just eat it myself. It's like candy.
I basically, so my cousin, who is rather well off, tends to host Thanksgiving for all 51, there might be 60 of us now, something like that, of us on my mom's side. So she sends out an email to everyone like a month before with what they're supposed to bring. And for some reason, the last 5 years has been like cranberries for me. So last year I did what you did. I fresh cranberries, cook them down, macerate them with sugar, put in orange juice, all that stuff. I bring it, and everyone asks why I didn't just bring canned. They all like the cans better. They all like the canned stuff better.
The canned stuff is horrible. I don't understand how people can eat that. That and deviled eggs. I make deviled eggs every year, and I'll do like 2-3 dozen of them. But I put jalapenos in mine. A little bit of jalapeno juice, paprika, and stuff.
Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. Thanksgiving has always been my favorite holiday because I was born on it. Oh, so for me personally, it's always been almost like a second Christmas in the secular sense, where you get together the family, have a big meal, and then you get presents. Mm-hmm. And I liked it more because I was the only one getting presents.
Mm-hmm. So my boy's birthday was this weekend. He turned 9, and nice. we took him to an Auburn game on Saturday. And I was kind of hesitant because the last few years we've gone with the college football games, to take me and my wife and all 4 of our kids. Like if I went to an actual good game and got good tickets, I'm dropping like $1,500. Right?
Really?
Like I'm not doing that. So I always take them to like one of the cupcake games where we play like Little Sisters of the Poor or something. And
it's wreck those nuns.
Because it's like $20 a ticket. So I can afford $120. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not just the tickets. Like when I get down there, I'm buying like concessions.
Concessions. Yeah.
Man, we were talking about this. When I first got married to my wife, it was 17 years ago. And we started going to Auburn.
You're such old balls.
But I remember parking for the games were like $10. Now, if I want a good spot, it's like $50. Like, and that's inflation, brother. Like that's just how bad it is. And then not only that, but I had to meet my family down there, so I had to pay parking twice. I paid for them.
No.
Yeah. So, but it was what we pay for convenience. But my boy loved it. We blew them out, thankfully, because the last few times we've gone, we haven't won.
Right.
Even for like some of the cupcake games. Like last year, I took them to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's usually a pushover, but this quarterback Vanderbilt has this year just has our number. He's just beating us in fact, he's beaten us 3 years in a row. He was at New Mexico State 2 years ago. Then he went to Vanderbilt, and we played Vanderbilt 2 years in a row, and he's beaten us both times. It's been horrible. But this year we won. We have a tradition at Auburn where we roll the trees with toilet paper when we win. It's like a big thing. The kids got to do it. It's the first time to do it in a few years. So it's a lot of fun. But
I haven't been to a college football game since I went to school at Nebraska, and I went there about a decade after their last national championship. So
Mhm.
there was still a lot of excitement at that point.
Mhm.
And I was a student, so I think you got season tickets for it's either 10 or $20 a game, I forget. But
Mhm.
it was super cheap for season tickets. Didn't have to worry about parking or any of that. So you didn't have to worry about concessions. You'd go to the meal hall right before and right after. So that
Mhm.
was fun, but I can't imagine going now.
It's fun. The kids like it, and I like to go to a game later in the year when it's not so hot. Because
Yeah.
I remember one time I took Mandy, my wife, and I think I don't think we were I don't think we had any kids yet, but she was pregnant, and it was in like September. September in Alabama is still hot. We're still hitting 100 degrees in September.
Yeah.
And it was miserable. Like I'll never go to it. If it's just me, like I might for now on start taking just my boy, just us go. So we can get better tickets and sit lower and whatever. Because we were sitting nosebleed this
Mhm.
time, which is fine because you can see the whole field, but like you're still way up. But I might start doing that, taking just him and because he loves it. He loves every sport. He wants to know it. He wants to listen to podcasts all the time. So I have to be very selective on like what I listen to with him when I'm listening to these podcasts. Because some of these guys got a mouth on them.
Yeah.
Like if you're not going to hear it from Dad, you're not going to hear from the guy on the radio either.
I mean, judging from our last episode.
Man, have you any of your kids ever blurted out a curse word?
Well, okay, so you want to hear a funny story? So yesterday we were driving, and my oldest Matthias, he's 6. He was just he was buckling in, and he was singing what he was doing, as children tend to do. And he got to buckled, and he wanted to find a word that rhymed with buckled.
Here we
So,
go.
being a 6-year-old, he just chose the next letter after B in the alphabet and replaced the B and buckled with C and said cuckold.
Nice.
And hoping my wife and I look at each other. What did you just say?
See, that's the cardinal sin. You don't do that. You don't call attention to it. You just let it go. Because now you call attention to it. Now they're going to say it all the time.
Yeah. Yep. But that was funny.
So my oldest, she's 13, and she reads a lot. She loves like Little House on the Prairie. She's read a bunch. She's read like Hatchet and all the other books that guy wrote. And the other day, just like nonchalantly, she's like, "Dad, what does horse crap mean?" But she didn't say crap.
Right.
And I was like, let me just calm down here for a second. Where'd you hear that? I think it was in one of my books. I'm like, okay, so we don't use those words around here, especially as a lady. We don't use that kind of talk, but this is what it means. And she's like, oh, okay.
So you said your favorite Thanksgiving dish is the cranberries, right?
And deviled eggs. Yeah.
And deviled eggs.
They're a tie. Like if I had to choose between the both of them, if I had to choose, gun to my head, cranberry sauce or deviled eggs, I would just put the cranberry sauce on the deviled eggs.
No, I mean, I love deviled eggs, but I wouldn't consider them a Thanksgiving dish.
So there are some things I only make for holidays.
Okay.
And deviled eggs is kind of one of those things.
Because they're
Easter and Thanksgiving.
Easter, yeah, they're definitely an Easter dish.
Easter and things that pretty much all the time. Like I have an old recipe from my grandparents when they came over from Germany.
Oh, come on, it wasn't that bad, Hope. It really wasn't that bad. Come on.
But I make a cookie called a Springerly, and it's my grandmother's recipe. And it's a dense cookie that you can press. It's dry, and you can press an image in it.
Like, is it super thin or no?
They can be. Mine aren't. Mine are thick.
Like Kroomkaka?
What is that? Did you just cuss at me?
Probably. It's the German version of what's that Italian cookie? Oh, what's the Italian cookie you and your family always made? It's just with a P, I think. She'll say it in a minute, but
yeah. But so like you She's still going on about your cranberry sauce. She, but you can just so like for Christmas, I have an image of Saint Nicholas,
Yeah.
like the actual bishop that I put on it, right? And then they're in,
It's
and I do.
That's what.
I don't know. I've never heard of that one, but it's good. It's got like you put anise in it, so it's like tastes like licorice a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what Pizzelle tastes like.
Okay, yeah. Well, they call it spring at least. It's like an Austrian German.
I'm not such a fan because of the anise.
My wife is not either, but because I didn't have my grandmother's recipe for a long time, so I just found one online to make it.
Yeah,
and I went to go visit my godfather and my aunt, and they had my grandmother's recipe, and I made hers, and hers was a lot more muted. My wife actually liked it at that point.
Yeah, I don't mind if it's just a little hint of it, but when it tastes like you're eating a stick of black licorice, it's like I don't need that.
Yeah, it's good.
Anise and steamed, right? Paul, I'm gonna refrain from making comments right now, Paul.
That's one of them slant eye dishes. Not like us round eyes. Did you ever? There was an old what was it? It wasn't Family Guy.
I'm not going to lower myself to that, Paul. Not yet.
Indian jokes
Paul
with a daughter, a feather.
Jokes. Huh?
With a daughter, a feather.
Well, I
have
don't
to differentiate between Indians. Do they have a dot or do they have a feather?
True.
Golly. So let me ask you: do you do ham or turkey for Thanksgiving?
My family usually has both.
Yeah.
My family does both, but I'm definitely more of a turkey guy. Ham, just in general, I'm not a fan of usually.
We've been doing honey baked ham lately. Do y'all have that up there?
Yeah, and the honey baked is like one of my least favorite.
Really?
It's
My wife loves the turkey from them.
Yep.
She likes the sugar whatever turkey, and I like the ham. I like the ham because I can make sandwiches out of it for another couple of weeks. Because I love a good hot ham and cheese sandwich. Some rye with some mustard and some Swiss. It's good.
No, like a ham steak for breakfast with eggs and hash brown. That's fine. But that's about all the ham I want.
Well, I've got that for my pigs. Like I've got a bunch of ham steaks out in the drop freezer right now, and we just don't eat enough of it. So I've been giving it away. We just got too much food. We sold 2 of our steers, processed a bull, sold him. We're down to 4 cows now, which is great. I'm probably gonna stop milking them this week because they're due in January, February. You really want to give them about 30 to 60 days before they calf.
Yeah,
to rest. But man, it's like my year's starting to wind down, and like getting into the holidays, kind of the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
No, Paul, we don't. Cows are too time intensive for me. It would take me almost a full week to do a bull or a cow or a steer. And really, to be honest with you, cows were never intended to be for a single family. Well, I don't know what they're intended for, but back in the olden days, as my son told me, that he's like, "Dad, were you born in the late 1900s?"
You better watch yourself.
When they used to process a cow, it would be for an entire couple of families.
Yeah.
Right. To live on for like a month. Right. Now we do 1 cow for the year for just us. It's just too much. Now I have processed my own pigs. I do process my own chickens. I just don't have the infrastructure to do a cow. Like you need like a hanging space for it to age, for 2 weeks and a freezer. And I have a walk-in freezer. I just haven't fixed yet. It was part of the property when I bought it. But I use that's it's like my gun room and stuff now. So I haven't needed to use it for that. So I just don't.
I need a gun room.
It's nice.
I do need one. Yeah.
That's where I was doing the show from until my internet started getting all crazy and y'all started getting real up.
That was your walk-in freezer?
Well, that was the shop where the walk-in freezer is.
Oh, okay.
Like one day when I'll put you on FaceTime.
Like, no wonder why your Wi-Fi wasn't working in the walk-in freezer.
I wasn't in I was next to the walk-in freezer.
One big old Faraday cage, and you're like, oh, why is my Wi-Fi not working?
It didn't help because I was in this room last time and like the internet went out again.
That's true.
Made you all awkward. You were getting all uncomfortable.
I hate it.
How do you guys make your hams juicy and not dry?
I've never had a problem with it.
Brian.
Yeah, same thing you do with the turkey.
Yeah, you soak them for a while. It was not. Where I was sitting was against the wall, so it should have been reaching to me no problem.
Yeah.
Because the freezer was on the other side of me. But I've got, in fact, I just went through and took all my ammo out of the boxes and put them in ammo cans. And I have way more ammo than I thought I did, which is good. I was like,
so you won't be buying any ammo for Black Friday?
No, I'll probably still buy some. The prices are too good right now, man.
Yeah.
Especially if you can get free shipping on a lot of these, man.
Shipping on ammo, expensive.
Yeah. That's why I will usually buy ammo locally instead of shipping it, because by the time you put in taxes and shipping, it's the same price as locally. And I can have it right now. Yeah. But if you can find some good deals on a lot of stuff, and we'll go over a lot of this here in a minute. I sent a bunch of links to Rob, and I'll have him put the links in the description for y'all. I don't know. Can we do that? I'm like, we don't get anything. I know we can't show prices of guns. I know that for a fact.
We can't. Right. Yeah. We can't show guns.
Yeah. Can't show guns.
We can't talk about prices of guns.
No. YouTube is so gay.
I think ammo's fine. I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, we'll see. Might be going to X only here soon. But it's right now is a good time to buy ammo. I know. This is like, I usually save up for this time of year to buy the things I know I'm going to want, for like, guns and stuff. Like last year, this is when I bought my ACOG. I got it for like $750.
Ooh, that's a deal of a deal.
Yeah. Because you're at least paying, $950 for one.
Yeah.
At least. And that's the lowest I've seen it. For even last time he moved, he's found so much ammo that he forgotten about. I found 3,000 extra rounds of 22 I didn't know I had.
Perfect.
Yeah, everything is great. And I was like, man, I don't remember buying that at all. So I guess I did and just like shoved it somewhere. But I'd throw it all in cans because it was all in the boxes, and I didn't. And it's so humid down here, I don't want it like ruin the ammo.
I actually ordered an EOTech yesterday. So
what'd you get?
I forget.
XPS 03 or 02?
Something like. That's a good question. Let me look real quick.
The 03 is nice because a lot of them have a night vision option on them. Because otherwise, it's way too bright for night vision.
Yeah, just like blinds you.
It'll wash you out. But like I've got an 02 on my 300 blackout only because it has a dual reticle. So it's got two dots. It's got the donut of death and then two dots, and each dot is for a different zero. So when I zero supers,
you can super.
Yeah, so I can have one reticle so I can switch back and forth. I didn't realize like a lot of people have issues with 300 blackout. Like it won't cycle both. Like, I've never had an issue with mine. Once I got it to shoot both and I was getting an injection at 3 o'clock, I've been good. I haven't had any issue whatsoever. But apparently that's not the norm. I had no idea. I guess I just looked out on it.
Where did I order that from? No, I'm not sure where I even ordered it from.
I'm looking at some of these things I sent you. Primary Arms always has a pre-Black Friday sale before everything starts in. Primary Arms is a really good place to buy gear and ammo from. They have actually really good optics as well. Primary Arms was one of the first ones to start using exclusively Japanese glass. And now everybody's trying to switch to that. And then you got a couple companies that are trying to do American glass. Vortex is trying to do American glass. They're trying to move everything to stateside. But Primary Arms has, for your dollar, you're getting the best value. And they still weren't like the cheapest, not like Hollow Sun. But if you want good glass, because that's the part that's the most pivotal on an optic is the glass, because that's when you'll have much more a closer actual true 1X with good glass. It won't have like a blue tint to it. It just looks a whole lot better. But Primary Arms is a good spot to. They usually have a lot, especially in Geisley. They usually have really good deals on anything Geisley. Yeah, PSA is Black Friday all year. There's really no Black Friday with the PSA. It's just their normal operating procedure.
It was the EOTech 512 that I ordered.
Okay, the long one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on the Benelli, I think.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I'm so upset that that other Benelli came out.
No. I've seen some people were reviewing it and they didn't like the stock. They said it felt cheap on the new one. So it feels like cheap plastic.
Yeah, I'll just have to get the extended tube for the one I got.
Yeah. I just have old hunting shotguns. I've never bought a tactical shotgun. Well, that's not true. I used to have a Spaz 12. I sold it. But or a Spaz 12 clone. It wasn't an actual true Spaz 12. But all mine are just hunting shotguns. I've got a 10 gauge with like a 24-inch barrel on it. It's fun. Apocalypse.
Well, at least for 7 years when they all go bad.
Yeah. I've been buying a lot of rechargeable batteries lately, especially Surefire's 123s. Because I go through 123s so much, so easy. That or the 1850 batteries.
No, yeah.
I'll buy those. I'll put the 18. Now the problem with the 1850s is you really shouldn't put them in night vision unless they're alkaline, because they can like fry it.
I have a ton of 18650s from when I used to vape.
Yeah. From used to vape?
Yeah. I had box mod that took like 3 18650s, man.
Golly.
Yeah.
Beat somebody to death with that thing. It's got to be at least like half a pound.
They were big. I'm lucky none of them blew up in my pocket.
Now I remember when I was in Okinawa, we had an issue with in our radio section, and they had some batteries that I guess the corrosion got to, or the humidity got to, and they got exposed to the air, and they were on fire for like 5 days. It took forever for them to go out. They put like water on it for like 2 or 3 hours and didn't help. So they just let it sit there and burn on the ramp for like 5 days. Have you seen the video of the Tesla underwater and it burns for like 36 hours?
No.
And it's just like the water's boiling for 36 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. That's when I was in the fire department, man, we were scared to death of
electric vehicles
because you can't put them out. Like the amount of water you have to put on them is.
I mean, you can't use any other chemical.
We had a foam, but you'd need so much foam. We just let them burn. Same thing with like transformers, like the ones on the poles, not the ones that shoot up schools. They've got so much oil in them that you just let them burn. Because you don't want to be spraying water up at the power lines anyway.
No, that's yeah. That was that. Wow, that joke, by the way. Wow.
Oh. Just imagine the stuff that's caught by my filter.
I was telling my wife that she said something about sometimes she can't believe the things that come out of my mouth. I'm like, that's the stuff that makes it through. Can you imagine?
Yeah, man.
The Southern Anthony.
The things that just kick around in my head. And my wife has heard some of it. Like it's a lot. I'm a lot better about it now since I've been out of the Marines. But when I was in the Marines and like I was around other guys that were like that all the time, because the job I was in, you had to be very smart to be in that job. I don't know how I got in it, but there's a lot of very witty guys. And man, the jokes we would say, like there is no such thing as racism, because if you weren't being racist, you were weird. Right? Yeah. So like if everything's racist, then nothing's racist. And that's exactly what it was. We jokes for days. It didn't matter. Everybody was throwing them. But when I got out, we had my daughter, and had to make a conscious decision not to use language like that anymore, because I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want her to start using it. Because sometimes I'll go to like the restaurants or even like families, kids, and I'll hear the way their kids talk. Like, not my
I
belt
once
down.
had a probably 4 or 5-year-old little child of the scholarly persuasion tell my son that he was going to beat his ass. Yep.
This kid's gonna grow up and rob our kids.
No, that's why I live where I do.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty okay where I'm at. But I go into town. I go into Birmingham all the time, and I usually stay in the more affluent areas, just because just where my kind of people go. But occasionally, like my parish is in a really bad area, and we've had some issues over there, some real bad issues. We had somebody. There was a baptism going on one Saturday, and while the baptism was going on in the parish, not even half a block down the road, a guy was gunned down on the road. And as people were leaving the baptism, they were passing the body still on the ground because the cops hadn't showed up yet.
It's lovely.
Yeah. Imagine explaining that to your kids. But that's where they shove us. That's where the Latin masses have to go. And it's a testament to the people who still go there.
Yeah, it is.
You know that you're going to be in a bad part of town and you're going to be the other. And you don't want to stay in there very long. That's like we don't do things at night because it gets bad.
Paul, come on. The FSSB in Minneapolis is in northeast Minneapolis. It's by all the white immigrant communities. It's not north Minneapolis, Paul.
So what's been going on in the news? I've been out of it this weekend. Anything crazy happen?
We might be in a war with Venezuela by Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but they've been saying that for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but I guess they restricted leave for Thanksgiving.
That sucks.
Yeah. What else are they doing? I don't know. I've seen a few things.
I know I saw reports that Maduro. Why did I say Hugo Chavez?
Because he was prior to Maduro?
Yeah, he was, but he's dead. So Maduro was trying to negotiate getting out.
It sounds like I saw some tweet that said it sounds like Cuba will, if Maduro tries to escape to Cuba is going to kill him. I mean, I get it. They don't want none of it. I think they just don't want to be involved.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like you've heard of the Samson option?
Yes.
Do you know what the U.S. government's strategy is if the Samson option is ever executed?
Wipe it off the map, hopefully.
We will destroy Israel.
I mean, it makes sense.
Because that's the only thing we can do. Like to stop the rest of the world from blowing each other up, like we have to get rid of them. And that's our number one strategy if they ever pull that trigger.
For those of you who don't know, the Samson option is a military strategy by Israel, where if it looks like Israel is about to be defeated in a war, or where they are afraid for the survival of Israel, in spite, they will just launch their nuclear arsenal of approximately 200 nukes at different countries and cities, trying to provoke all those countries and cities to go to war with each other. Mm-hmm. So, they'll launch a missile at Moscow, at Beijing, at the Middle East, just hoping that everyone unleashes a war in retaliation.
So for those of you that are biblically illiterate, when Samson pulled the roof down on himself and everybody else, right? They
plan on pulling the roof down on the entire world.
Yeah. So our strategy is if that ever happens, we're just going to wipe Israel off the face of the earth to stop everything else from happening.
Yeah.
Which is, but I'm starting to get skeptical of nuclear missiles, right? And it's not because of the video.
What video?
It's not, like, have you seen the Joe Rogan show where they're like, well, why, why did the camera survive? Or like, why did the truck disappear right before it hit and all that? Have you seen those?
No, but I've seen I've seen people say stuff like that, and it's just
Yeah,
idiotic.
so that's pretty much the premise, right? It's not
Yeah.
because of those. It's because I have a hard time believing God would allow us to have that much power to make an area uninhabitable for hundreds of years. Now, do I think we're capable of really large explosives? Yes. But I'm starting to become skeptical of
I mean-
actual nuclear explosions. And this is coming from a guy who is trained in how to track radiation clouds of a nuclear explosion in the military.
I mean, how do you? What about nuclear fallout from things like Chernobyl and the Bikini Atoll and all that stuff?
I mean, so for let's take the most recent example with the Fukushima reactor
Yeah,
in Japan, right?
yeah.
Now, I'm not saying there isn't radiation. I'm saying that I'm skeptical that there's that big of an explosion, that we're capable of doing that. Right. And some of this comes back, and this just might be me being crazy, right? And this might be
Okay.
just me being, because like I'm skeptical of everything now since like 2016.
Fair,
But
yeah.
but think about like that. So if there is a threat of nuclear war, the immediate response is always, well, what if everybody else goes to nuclear war? Right.
Right.
And now we're at a point now where we have crazy people who, because we have we have suicide bombers who blow themselves up. We're eventually going to have a leader who doesn't mind blowing up his own country or the risk of it by blowing someone else up, like
Yeah.
Ayatollah or whatever with Israel, right? So my inner skeptic comes out in the fact that, one, everything we have, all the information we have from nuclear explosions are from either the Soviets, the Israelis, or basically our 1950s, 1980s CIA apparatus.
Yeah.
And we can't trust any of them to tell us the truth about anything. Right. So how do we know this isn't all propaganda?
I mean, I understand that. I guess.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki was not a nuclear bomb.
What do you mean it wasn't a nuclear bomb?
It wasn't a nuclear bomb.
But there was radiation.
Is there?
Like
So why are people living there?
Because the half-life isn't as long as people like, to get it down to livable levels isn't as crazy as people think it is. I think
People were living there within like 5 years.
Well, yeah, and we do know of elevated cancer rates.
That's just seed oils.
That's just seed oils.
Japanese people love seed oils.
Japanese seed oils. Really?
Look, I'm not saying I've got this all thought out, but things aren't squaring up.
I would not be surprised if the hype and propaganda surrounding it wasn't
These are the same
overhyped,
people,
basically.
These are the same people who got building tunnels in New York City and scurrying out of them like rats. Okay, so all the same people. Oppenheimer, Einstein, all from the same cloth. Just saying. Look, if we're going to question the moon landing, I'm going to start questioning nuclear missiles.
I'm thinking like nuclear winter probably is just hype. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think
So
a full
even-
exchange of nuclear weapons would end in a nuclear winter that would wipe out
Yeah.
humanity. I think that's probably nonsense. But
So even if we accept the narrative that we
the this is the level of logical discourse I come here for.
So even if we accept the narrative as we've been told in the science that we've supposedly been passed on, right? It would take a dozen nuclear missiles to take out New York City. Like a nuclear explosion does not cover that much area. Not the ones we have anyway. Like the Soviets supposedly, were building some very large megaton missiles. They want one missile to blow up a big area. Yeah, but
Well,
ours we did much smaller warheads, but much more warheads in a missile. So we would have
we tested big ones like my 6-year-old actually knows this by heart. There was Ivy Mike, and then Castle Bravo. And Castle Bravo, I forget how big that was, like 20 megatons. I mean, that's definitely a city buster for New York City. But you're right. Like at this point, the nuclear arsenal we have, our strategy, was smaller warheads, but much more accurate. We're not trying to wipe Moscow
we
off the map.
basically want to cluster bomb areas with nuclear warheads is what our strategy was. Whereas the Russians,
we
they
wanted to
one
hit
bomb to take out a county.
Right. We wanted a bomb to hit, the bunker for the Politburo, and to hit, the submarine base they have under a mountain and stuff like that. That's what we wanted to do. They couldn't be that accurate, so they needed them big.
Yeah. What is this? Watching the Tsar bomb video.
The Tsar Bomba was Russia's largest test.
Is that what they called it?
Yeah, Tsar Bomba. I think it tested at 50 megatons, and they had plans for one that could have been 100 megatons, but they never tested it.
That's the issue with them trying to go so large, is because if something goes wrong, well, then you've lost a lot of capability.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas if you have 50 warheads at 2 megatons each, instead one of them goes bad, well, you still got 48 megatons.
They never tested the larger Tsar Bomba because at the time in the 50s, the only delivery methods they had were bombers, and they had no bomber nearly fast enough that would not just be vaporized. So they never decided to build it.
Look, they just needed a couple of very motivated comrades to just take one for the team and see how it goes.
I am kind of surprised that Russia was like, no, we can't let them vaporize themselves with a bomb. It just doesn't seem like right. Yeah, don't tell. No, you're fast enough. Don't worry about it.
You're dropping off humanitarian aid, and then just like mosey on out of there, and then just give their family an award when they come home. Easy. So that's my conspiracy theory I've been diving down lately. I just have a hard time believing that God would allow us to have that power, because that's like irrevocable damage. If everything is true that we've been told,
they barely kept what from actually being nuclear.
Maybe she's behind, and we're still talking about Nagasaki. Her.
I'm not sure. If we want to talk nuclear weapons, I'll go get my 6-year-old. He loves it.
He'll tell us all. Look, and then we'll start talking about dinosaurs. I'll get my 9-year-old. It'd be crazy.
And then we'll have to talk about, now, did God use nuclear weapons to knock out the dinosaurs?
Man, well, so
no, because it was the Nephilim. Trick question.
It wasn't. That's true. It wasn't Nephilim. So my theory about Nephilim is all basketball players are Nephilim bastards.
All of them?
Anybody over 6'6", Nephilim bastard.
Okay, makes sense. I can't
because
I can't disprove it.
We're reaching people with like 7.5 feet at this point, right? Like,
how big was the tall Chinese guy? Yao Ming.
Was that his? He was like 7'2", 7'3".
That's just not right.
It's not.
The human body's not meant for that.
It's not. You would think the weight of him. Like 7'2", 7'3", you've got to be at least 300 pounds, at least.
They're loving this.
But think about it. Being tall is a handicap, right? How many vehicles do they make for tall people? Shaquille O'Neal has to take the front seat out of his car and sit in the back seat. That's a handicap. When you've got to have a car altered to fit you, you're handicapped. Being
a rich, tall basketball player must be hell on earth. You can buy a Lamborghini, but you'll never be able to drive it.
Never. They have to stretch that thing out. You got to pay twice as much just to make that thing drivable. Imagine like trying to find shoes. Like, imagine the world goes to
whoa. Why are we trying to find the Jews?
or shoes.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So if you've got like a size 20 foot, right, and you run out of your one pair of boots in the apocalypse,
You're
right,
done.
you're gonna be running around like a hobbit for the rest of your life.
Plus, you're such a large target.
Oh yeah. And they always in the Marines, they always had the tall guys in like the short man positions, right? So like in a LAR, light armored reconnaissance vehicle, the LAV, whatever, they always had guys over 6 foot as the driver, and because how it's supposed to be as the driver, only his head's supposed to be out, but a guy who's over 6 feet, like it's chest up every time, man. I don't know why they did that. But imagine all the stuff that you have to put. You can't walk through normal doors if you're over like 7 feet. You have to duck down. It's a handicap. They're Nephilim bastards. I'm telling you.
So, what was Andre the Giant?
He was the first Nephilim bastard in the last. They finally, after they got the Tomb of Gilgamesh, right, from Iraq, and they perfected, and they were able to. Was born before that. They created. He's a test tube baby, and they created Andre the Giant, right? And then they had to lose it, right, because people started coming on, figuring out what they were doing. So they sent it back to Iraq. So when we went back in 2003, I mean, this is part of the WikiLeaks emails, by the way. We went in. The first thing we did when we went to Iraq, we went for the Tomb of Gilgamesh. This is like open source. You can find this right now.
It's like that that mountain that in Romania they dug a huge hole under. What is it, Zarachina or something like that, looking for the same sort of thing they found in the Tomb of Gilgamesh. There's some weird conspiracy rabbit hole, guys.
It's my mother-in-law. It's like she's real big into a lot of these conspiracy theories. She's a smart lady. She just likes conspiracy theories.
I think they're fun stories. You know what I mean? Like,
one of the ones that she likes is that we keep finding bones of giants.
Yeah.
And people come in and take them real quick, so nobody will ever know that they were giants. Now, her version of it is the Vatican doing it, right? Getting rid of the bones because she's Protestant. So
Protestant, of course. Those damn Jesuits. I love when Adrian makes Rob reconsider whether Anthony is his craziest friend. I'll tell you which one of them sends me the crazier Instagrams.
That's not me.
Oh, sure.
Look, like old James Lindsay. I don't understand it, but every third reel I got on Instagram is racist. I don't know why that is. Brother, it's because you're racist and you're looking at racist reels. And that's what the algorithm's sending you.
I can't go more than 3 videos without the music being either Kanye's latest, Erica, the one with all the Agartha memes.
I've never really seen those. I see them a couple. Really? I saw like the White Monster one where they're taking the White Monster down to Agartha. I've seen that. The rest of them I haven't really seen. Show them to me. I want to see them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Y'all have no idea. I have a lot of Gypsy Crusader come up on mine a lot too. Those are fun. Especially he makes notice of the urban crickets. I love that. Between that and midgets, like I can't control myself laughing sometimes. Like I love the midget videos where they jump in the water and it makes like a bloop sound, I'll lose it every time.
We're 45 minutes into this and haven't talked about deals yet.
No, we haven't. All right, let's get to that. All right, so I sent some links to Rob on a bunch of stuff. So some really good sites to go to. Breach Bang Clear usually has really good.
In the middle of all these links is that one meme.
Oh yeah, can you show that?
Yeah, give me a
pull that up.
I
sent it to my wife too because she knows.
Where is it? Here we go. Okay, so yeah, Adrian was sending me links, so I get like link to gun deals, link to gun deals, link to gun deals, and then I don't know where I get this. right before getting more links to gun deals.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, he's just sitting there like that, making his cranberry relish.
You gotta have the apron on. You don't want that stuff splattered on you. It hurt.
I
But it make a bacon.
was gonna say, I think I've told you this before. Somehow, every time I make bacon, I'm shirtless. Every time, and it's I get splash bit. And I'm like, why did I put a shirt on?
I've got to the point now where I only make bacon on my Blackstone out on the back porch because I can do like a whole pack at once.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's much better. But it's my bacon for my pigs, and so it's very fatty in a lot of portions of it, the way that we cut it. But yeah, that Blackstone, man, that and pancakes, it's a lifesaver.
Fried rice.
No, we don't do bacon in the oven, you heathen. No.
It is actually really easy though.
It is easy, but it doesn't get a good crisp to it.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, then you're overcooking your bacon in the oven. Then it's burnt.
No, I'm not.
There's no way to accurately judge like a good crispiness. Like you have to be able to pick it up. Okay, this is good. Take it off. Do it in the oven, and they're all being baked at the same time. You can't give individual attention to each piece of bacon like you should.
I'm telling you, I can get a pack of bacon perfect in the oven.
No,
easy.
It's blasphemy. I don't need to go to confession.
Okay, which one of these sites do you want to
let's do Breach Bang Clear. We're gonna have to be careful with this though, because there's a lot of costs. So
there's
a couple of things. One, there's a lot of really good deals on ammo right now. So what you should be looking for is if you want 9mm, you really don't need to be paying more than 25 cents a round at all. And 25 cents a round is if you're getting free shipping. There's places on there where you can find it as low as 20 cents. But you got to be careful with some of the brands. I don't do remanufactured ammo anymore. I've had too many issues with it. And it's just not worth the cost savings. Because I've had more squibs with remanufactured ammo than I have anything else. And I'm not willing to blow up my gun to save myself $2 or $3.
Not worth it.
It's just not. Some guys love it. Some guys swear by it. But I've had too many issues and I just won't use it anymore. And I used to buy it exclusively because I was poor. And that's the only ammo I could really afford to buy it in bulk. Because I could buy like 1,000 rounds for like $200 back in the day anyway. But ammo, 9mm, I wouldn't pay any more than 25 cents a round. 5.56, I'm seeing it really consistently for like 40 cents or less a round. I saw it 32 cents a round the other day. I think it was Federal. In our Telegram group, we've got a guy who deals with firearms for a living, we'll say. He was posting, apparently, was it Federal or Winchester? Was having the rebate on ammo.
I don't see.
If you go in our Telegram, you'll see it in our deals section on the Telegram. But let me see if I can pull it up. But one of these companies is giving a really good rebate, and it gets your cost down significantly.
Pulse is Federal. Federal is also one of the best things to come out of Minnesota.
Let's see what was in there. Oh, yeah. So no, here's Winchester too.
Oh,
they're having
over Winchester White
on
Box.
Bass Pro. They're having a deal. You can get a box of 20 5.56 M193 or M855 for about 33 cents each. That's amazing. You should jump on that if you can. Buy it now because
like what, $7 a box?
Yeah, it's $6.78 after the rebate.
Nice
for a box of 20, which is a really good deal. Now is the best time to buy ammo. The issue with that was we were having last year with ammo was the Biden EPA regulations on lead and manufacturing, like basically the products that we needed to make bullets and gunpowder and everything was being heavily restricted by the EPA. So it was making it a lot more expensive. On top of that, we had a couple of primer factories go down for long long periods of time, long extended periods of time. Now PSA built out their AAC primer factory, so they're pumping out primers. But the problem with that is because they're trying to get them out fast, they've had some issues with them. They're hard strikes, or they're soft strikes, or they're just not going off. Not all of them, but you get one or two in a box. Maybe they might I have some issue where it just might not fire or whatever.
Right.
But it's gotten better since then, since they've been able to really slow it down and take their time with it. Now they didn't have to pump it out real fast, because PSA's whole idea is they want to put out affordable, quality-ish firearms and ammunition to make it ubiquitous for everyone to be able to have access to it. That way it all becomes common use.
Yep.
Because that is the language and the law. That is why we keep winning all these cases when it comes to gun regulations, is because if it's in common use, it can't be restricted. So they're trying to make it cheap and everybody to have it so for that common use. You look like you're about to say something very profound.
No.
Nope. Okay.
No. Short week. My brain's hardly working.
Yep. So ammo, if you can, get it right now. And let me preface this all with this first. Do not go into debt for any of this. There's no reason to put any of this on a credit card or to take out any type of loan or payment installation or anything. If you can't afford to buy it at once, at one time, do not buy it. It is not worth subjecting yourself to usury to buy this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Buy it and buy smaller amounts then. Right. You just get your dollar cost average is going to be higher because you're going to have to buy more of it later when the price is higher. That's fine. I'd rather you do that than go into debt for any of this. Do not do any of that. As far as firearms, everyone's got a deal right now. My suggestion on the minimum firearms you should have a 9mm pistol.
Yep.
You should have a 22 rifle. You should have a shotgun, and you should have an AR. That would be my minimum. Once you get to those, then you can start branching out if you want to and doing fun stuff like 357 Magnums and 8.6 PRC, whatever. Right. But get those first. Because you can use, your 9mm you're going to carry every day for protection. Your 22 you can use for plinking, or you can use it for hunting, small game, and even deer. Yeah. You can you shoot a deer in the head with 22 is going to kill it every time. Your shotgun is going to be for some self-defense as well as hunting, and then your AR is for self-defense and hunting if you want to buy the ammo for it.
Yeah,
all that, right? But a lot of it's multi-use. But that would be I would get those first before you go into anything else. And I would start with a pistol first because you're going to use
100%.
that.
Yep.
And then, I would go to the 22 because the fundamentals in the 22 will transfer to the shotgun and the AR. Right? And 22 ammo is so cheap. You can get it for 6 cents a round. You buy 1,000 rounds for $60. Right? That's super cheap. Now it's dirty, so you got to clean your rifle more often, but you can shoot all day. Right, and not worry about it.
And if you're unfamiliar with guns and you get a 22, and it seems like it's unreliable, that's just 22, guys.
Yeah, and it's more the ammo than it is the firearm.
The rimfire ammo,
because it's so cheap. There's just really not a lot of quality control to it. Let's see, I'm trying to look through these deals to see if anything that popped out to me. If y'all ever watched Dirty Civilian, they did a really good video this weekend on gift ideas for men for Christmas. They had some things in there I'd never even seen before. A lot of it's just kind of, newer stuff that they're letting guys know that's out there, and some stuff that you might not think of. But they've done one in the last 3 years, and they've all been good. Last year, Cannon Provisions was doing a lot. Last year, coming out with the new products. One of them was called an H2Go, and it basically you use salt and chlorine, water. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, it makes chlorine with just salt and water. And you can purify up to I think 25 liters at a time. Nice. I think with it. So I bought it last year and I played around a little bit with it, and it does a great job. But some things like that, branch out to people whose opinion you respect and kind of see what they're doing. Because there is a law of diminishing returns on a lot of things, right? So for instance, I'll give you an example with flashlights. Once you start getting past like $200, you're really paying a premium for like a 1% increase.
Yeah.
Right. And like Surefire makes a great flashlight. Don't get me wrong, but you can get pretty much the same exact flashlight through Streamlight for half the price. Right. The housing's
Streamlight's
pretty
good.
close. Yeah, Streamlight's good. I have Streamlight on all my carry optic pistols. I have a Streamlight on it. I don't have a Surefire on anything other than one of my rifles, and it's an old Surefire Scout I got issued in the Marines. It just because, one, I have a lot of rifles that I have to put lights on, and I'm not buying a $500 light for $500 light for every single one of them.
Yeah.
But two, my Surefire has broken just as much as my Streamlight has, and it's a lot cheaper to replace my Streamlight than it is to replace my Surefire. So you got to worry about diminishing returns. You don't want to pay a whole lot more for a 1% increase. There is a such thing as good enough when it comes to firearms. Right? If you're
on ARs, where do you think that diminishing return level is?
I think PSA is the gold standard for budget firearms. Right? It's not going to be the best.
Right.
And you're going to need to start replacing some things after a couple thousand rounds. But for most people who don't have the time or the capability to go to the range a lot, and they might only shoot 200 or 300 rounds a year, that PSA is going to last them 10 years before that.
Yeah.
Right. If you're doing, just when you can. Now, if you're wanting to get a lot more active in it, then I would, go up to like the Saber line when it comes to PSA. Or I would, look at like BCM or something, but like the M&P Sport is a great deal. It's very reliable. But I would stay away from, was it Bear Creek Arsenal?
Yeah.
They're
not any cheaper than PSA, and they're
not, and their quality is so much worse.
Yeah.
You're looking at like a 3 to 4 MOA rifle, which is not good. Like it's good enough for the military, but like when I get the biggest insult you can tell me is my firearms are military grade. No, they're not. They're way better.
Yeah, I mean, right now you can get a BCM upper. I think I was seeing them for less than 700 and get a PSA lower for 100.
Yep.
So for $800, you got a great rifle.
The lower it has a whole lot more room for error than the upper does.
Yeah.
Now, School of Riflemen. He does the armor videos on Facebook. He would disagree, right? But all he does is look at its quality control issues. He doesn't. So he sees it all the time, right? He sees the difference, but I've never heard of anybody having issues with a lower. It's always right. So if you can buy a cheaper $100, $150 lower with the butt stock and everything in it, and then upgrade the trigger if you want to a Geisley 2-stage, right? And then you could just interchange it with your upper. You could buy a 300 blackout upper. Mm-hmm. You could buy a 14.5 inch pin and welded BCM upper, or like my 12.5 inch is a Sons of Liberty Gunworks upper on a BCM lower.
You see, they just got the SOCOM contract.
Yep. And that Mark 1 looks like a really nice rifle. The accuracy on my Sons of Liberty is the reason I bought it. It loves 69 grain 5.56. Like I'm getting like half a MOA
really?
On a 12.5 inch, which is insane. I should not be getting, and I'm not that good of a shooter, so. But I was getting that. Yeah, you don't need to buy a CAC. Nice art. Stay away from to be honest with you, the average person, if you're spending more than $1,500 to $1,700 on a rifle, you're paying too much. Like you're not good enough to own a rifle like that. Now, maybe later on, after you shot a 5, 6, 7,000 rounds out of your PSA that you paid $800 for, maybe you can upgrade to something that's more like $2,000, like a Geisley Super Duty.
Yeah.
But you're just not going to get your money out of it.
And even then, it's above 1,500. It's not so much like, improvements in like capability. It's more reliability with, in higher round counts. Like if you're not shooting that, tens of thousands of rounds a year, it's not going to matter too much.
You're better off to pay $800 for a PSA and spend $700 on ammo than to buy a $1,500 rifle and only have $100 left for ammo. You're going to get a whole lot better use out of that PSA. You're just going to get a whole lot more training out of it. And I've seen some guys go to some of these 2-gun and 3-gun matches, and they have a PSA, and they've just learned how to shoot it really well, and they do pretty good. They're not winning, right? But now they're at a point where they can start buying something that's a little bit more Gucci and do a whole lot better because they've put the time in. I'm more scared of a guy who has a Bear Creek arsenal that shot 5,000 rounds out of it than I am of a guy who has a BCM that's barely shot 100 rounds out of it.
True.
Let's see. Going down these lists, there's just a lot of deals on ammo. There's a lot about their Palmetto State's Armory. Like their 75 grain, a lot of people swear by it because it uses OTM, and they've really done a lot better. 75 grain, so when it comes to the grain of a bullet, you've really got to see what your rifle likes. If you have 55 grain is training ammo, unless you have a 20-inch barrel, now it's duty ammo, right? 20-inch barrel is going to put phenomenal ballistics on a 55 grain bullet. But most likely your 55 grain is going to be its cheapest. You're going to shoot with it. You're going to train with it. You start getting into like 62, 69, 72, 75, 77, the heavier the bullet pretty much. You're going to need a higher twist rate as you get to a higher weighted bullet. But you just need to figure out what your rifle likes. Like my 12.5-inch Sons of Liberty Gunworks, it loves 69 grain. 72 is okay. 75 is fine. But man, it just like 69 is a sweet spot on it, and it's superiorly accurate. And it's really unfortunate that that's the weighted bullet it likes. One, because it's hard to find, but I keep having to say 69. But that's what it likes. But then my 16-inch Patriot Ordnance Factory, it loves everything. It shoots everything equally well, right? But nothing fantastic, but everything equally well. So it's just a matter, you have to figure out and the way you do that is you need to get a chronograph. Garmin makes a really good one, right?
Yeah,
so you want to see what kind of velocity you're getting out of your round. And then you want to see what kind of groups you get with it and see what your rifle likes. And you have to shop around to different types of ammo too, different manufacturers. Because sometimes your bullet's just your rifle's just gonna like some bullets better than others. Let's see what else is in here. I was looking at. Have you ever shot a Mantis?
Like the dry fire?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I've got a few guys who like it. The one I liked was called Cool Fire. I think it was called Cool Fire. And what it does is you swap out your barrel with a Cool Fire barrel, and it is CO2 injected. So when you fire your round, like it is fully actuated, moves the slide and everything. And so it's like you're actually getting a recoil on it when you shoot. And they made it now where the barrel has a laser. Let me see if I'll pull it up. But and so now you can like target practice with it. Cool Fire Trainer. Yeah, there it is. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, it has a little CO2. They make them for rifles now too. It has a little laser on it. So yeah, it's coolfiretrainer.com is the website. And it's really good. for dry fire. But you don't need anything like that to dry fire. It can make it more fun, especially if you do it a lot.
Yeah.
The bet that is Joe saying here. He said, I've tried a lot of the dry fire supplemental tools. I don't find they're necessary. They're not. They can be fun. Recommend people save money. So yeah, the best thing you can do, especially on a Glock, is just get a zip tie, and you put the zip tie up through the barrel so it blocks the firing pin, and you can pull the trigger forever. You don't have to re-rack it. That you cost yourself like a nickel to do that. Man, this is fun. Like it just makes things more fun, right? But like I said, you don't need it. As Joe said, you don't need it. You can just dry fire. You can just do things, man. Just do them. Right? Just if you're sitting there and you're watching TV and none of the kids are around, you won't worry about flagging anybody. You just want to get used to presenting and shooting and just do it over and over, right? Just make sure you're getting a good sight picture every single time, right? And just practice. That's what I do. When I'm at my office and I've got no clients or anything coming in for a while, and I've got a little sticker on behind my door, and it's just like a little silhouette, and I'll just sit there and present over and over and over.
Yeah. Primary Arm says the Surefire X300 for $220.
Nice.
That's almost $100 off.
Mm-hmm. This is Freeman was saying you do need to get a timer. You need to introduce stress into your training, right? Which is what we're going to do with the next competition in December. We didn't do one in November. We'll do one in December, and tonight. I'll tell y'all who won October's tonight. But you need to introduce some stress, and the timer will do that. I have what is it called? Let me pull it up. Pasco timer? Is that what it is? What's it called? No,
I'm trying to figure out which one I have.
It's got like the green button on it or whatever. Can't remember the name of it. It's okay. You pay about $150 for them.
I have the SG Timer 2.
Yeah, is that the blocky one?
Yeah, kind of.
What is that one I have? My only gripe with it is it's not very intuitive to use. PASG.
None of them are.
It's just really like it's a lot of pressing the same button over and over to like get to where you want it to go.
Gunner it passes pack 3. Is that what you got?
Is it pack 3? I'm trying to remember the name of it.
I don't know. Yeah, Gunner.
Yeah,
that's the
pack
one
3.
I have. The SG Timer 2.
That's the one I've got.
The Pack Club Timer 3.
Yeah,
green button.
And so like I don't. For example, my draw from conceal and hitting A zone, I'm consistently like at a 2.5. Like if I haven't been shooting a while, I'm at 2, and then after doing it for about 10 minutes, I'm down to a 2.5. Which is I'm good with that. Like I don't need to be a sub-second. Like you're putting a whole lot of time in to get below sub-second. My favorite though is seeing guys wearing a gun belt and timing it that way. I'm like, brother, you're not going to be wearing a gun belt when you're out in town.
No,
you need to be drawn from concealment. That's where you need the time. Well, unless you're doing competitions, then yeah, use a gun belt. But yeah, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of ammo deals out there. We'll post the links to these lists that I sent Rob. These are the ones I look at every year. And really, to be honest with you, we probably should have done this show like a month or two ago to kind of get y'all ready for this, so y'all can start saving money up for things that you want to buy and get a better deal on Black Friday. Some of these bigger purchases, like RMA, just put out some new level 4 armor that's only like 5.5 pounds of plate. That's phenomenal for like $300. Like that is industry changing products there. Some of these things. I just wear a stiff leather belt, Paul. I tried using the next belt, but the issue with the next belt is in the back. It bends in and eventually cracks. So now it's just like You know, it doesn't have the stiffness, which I don't really need the stiffness in the back, but it looks bad when you're wearing it. And so I just use a stiff leather belt. Like I've actually, all my belts are Amish belts. Like all my, you know, they're made by the Amish, and I just use those all the time. And they're perfectly fine.
I use a core belt, which I think is it's like the next style, but
yeah.
I've never had them crack. So
the Agonic, I think is called Agonic LC, I think maybe. Yeah, Agonic makes a concealed carry belt, and that's the next one I want to try. But my issue is I have to have multiple belts because I have to dress up for work. So I wear like a button-down shirt and everything for work, and I can't be wearing everyday carry belts when I go to work. So I've got to have something nicer. So that's why I wear a lot of leather belts, and they're interchangeable. I can wear them for work, and I can wear them, you know, just when I'm out. But Agonic has a belt where it has like little shims that go in the belt. So if you just want a rigid portion just where you have carry, that's the only part that's rigid. The rest of it's kind of elastic. Look, I'm a big fan of suspenders, right? Especially, but the problem is with suspenders, you have to have the right kind of pants.
You do, or you have to have the right pants or right suspenders for the pants. Exactly.
Yeah, they have to have. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a specific button. Like you don't want the alligator clamp suspenders because they'll tear your pants.
They'll rip your pants. Duluth Trading Company. They're a semi-local company, but they do ship wherever. They have suspenders that will hook to your belt.
Well, does it loop around the belt?
Not really, no. It's
like
like
I could see if it was like a loop around the belt.
It's like a hook that the belt fits into.
Yeah, but then you're wearing a belt and suspenders. Like it's
but we're wearing gun belts anyways.
Yeah, but
I mean,
like if you wear your belt tight enough, you don't need suspenders. At that point, it's just like you're doing suspenders because they look good.
No, because
suspenders don't look good.
Because if I have like not a full size, but if I have like my 226 on my belt, like it pulls the belt down a fair amount, so the suspenders help.
Is that because you don't have a butt?
I will leave that for others to decide.
Hope, does he not have a butt? Is that what the issue is? He's suffering from a case of no acidol. Got to do some squats, man. Get that butt gain on. Get that bubble butt. Keep them pants up. I mean, I carry my. See, I knew it.
Thanks, Hope. Betrayed by my wife online.
Figured. Yeah, I could see him from a mile away. So I carry my CZ Shadow compact a lot, and to be honest, it's not that heavy. Like it's only about 5 ounces heavier than my Glock 19.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, it's so heavy. No, it's not. It's 5 ounces more, which isn't a lot. But that one does weigh it down a little bit. So like I have to wear my belt a little tighter.
Yeah.
So my holsters, I've got the metal clips on them. So I can take them out real easy on to. Like if I usually carry a pen, so when I get in the car, I'll take it off and I'll shove it between the seat and the console, right? So I can get to it real quick if I need to, but then when I get out, I put it back on. But when I'm going to mass and I'm wearing my CZ Shadow compact, I have to keep it at the 3.5, 4 o'clock and just leave it there because I have to keep my belt so tight because it is a little heavier that I can't. It's too hard to take in and out.
Yeah.
But so I would have. The problem with that is like you can't really carry with suspenders unless your suspenders have a holster in them. or you're wearing
Unless
a gun
you
belt.
carry a belt too.
Yeah, then that's
wear a
defeating the
belt.
purpose of the suspenders. Like, what are we doing here? Like this is usually 2 is 1 and 1 is 9, but not when it comes to belts and suspenders. That's too much. That's like wearing socks with sandals. We're not doing it. All right. Just go ahead and get rid of it. Exactly. I hate micro pistols.
Yeah.
Hate them. I don't understand. I don't care who you are. You do not shoot as well with a micro as you do with a compact or a subcompact.
And they're just a pain to shoot.
Yeah, they're horrible. You're super inaccurate. The capacity is not as much, right? Like, why are we doing this? Like, are we taking this seriously? No, we're not, because you're carrying a toy. Do I reload? I reload all the time, especially at the range. I carry an extra mag. Yes.
I think he's wondering if we hand load.
Oh, like ammo? Like, do I load my own ammo? No. It's not. The only reason I would do it is it for my 6.5 Creedmoor to get the load how I want it. But at this point, it's not cost effective whatsoever. It's way cheaper to just buy manufactured ammo. Let's see. All right. So chest rigs, Havoc 2-1 on X. If y'all don't follow him, you should. He's been a special guest on Dirty Civilian a lot lately. Spiritus is having almost a 50% off on some of their gear. So then the question is, like, what do you do? What kind of chest rig do you get? I would just get one that you like for now, or just something quick and easy to get into. Like, you can do a micro chest rig that just carries 3 mags in it, and just leave it at that until you figure out what you like. And then, you can always add on to it. Like my chest rig, I've got the one I use mostly right now is a micro chest rig. It's a placard from Ex Umbris Designs, and it holds 3 mags. And then I have 2 wings on the sides that has 2 GP pouches. Yeah. So this is a split rig. So you can see how it buckles in the middle. He's got GP pouches on the sides. He's got the Spiritus Spud, whatever they are. Stupid name they call those mag holders. He's got GP pouches. He's got the H harness in the back. Split rigs are starting to come back. They'll go out of style here in a couple of years, like everything does in the tactical world. But just get something you like to wear, something that's easy to put. Split rigs are nice because they're easy. It's like putting on a jacket. You put it over your arms, you clip it together in the middle. If you want to lay down and go prone, it's a whole lot easier to unbuckle and do it. You can carry a lot more weight on it. We're almost getting to the days of just carrying LBEs again, load-bearing equipment, like what we got issued in the military. We're almost right back there wearing the vest, like Black Hawk vests. I wouldn't doubt if we're going to start seeing those here again soon. Everything's in cycles in the gun world. But I would buy a chest rig before I would ever buy plates. I would buy a chest rig before I ever bought a plate carrier. You're going to use the chest rig a whole lot more than you will ever wear. You will not like wearing plates. I used to wear them every day during deployments, and that was the first. It was like plate carriers are like bras for dudes. I can't wait to get it off as soon as I got inside. Right, as soon as I got into wire, I'm taking that thing off, getting that because it's like 30 pounds. Like, get this thing off me, and it's all sweaty and nasty because it doesn't breathe whatsoever. Right, so you're just sweating through it. But a chest rig, you can use it for hunting, right? You can use it for, LARPing with your friends. Like, I would buy a chest rig before you buy anything else. And some of them you can just buy readily made and it has everything you need. Shield Arms has a side company called Mountain Partisan, and they make a ready-made chest rig kit. Basically, you just buy it and you're good to go. You're gonna pay a few $100 for it, right? But it's going to have everything you need. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to figure it out. It's ready to go.
Yeah, I bought one from Onward Research that was like that, just all set up, ready to go, which is nice because I know nothing about them.
Well, that's a Grand Thumbs company, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. As I was telling my son today, pee-pee time is not always poo-poo time, but poo-poo time is always pee-pee time.
We were yesterday. We went out to eat kind of for my birthday, and my 4-year-old Iggy has the most impeccable timing when it comes to needing to go poop. It's always it's always the worst timing in the world, right? Whenever you don't want him to go poop, he needs to go poop. So we're at the restaurant and he needs to go. And of course, my 6-year-old comes with us because I guess why not? So we're in there waiting for him and he goes pretty quick. And Maddie, the 6-year-old, goes, "Hey, Dad, you notice when we're doing something fun like going out to eat, Iggy poops really quick. But when we're in the middle of the rosary and Iggy has to poop, it's like half an hour." I'm like, "Yeah, I noticed that too."
Yeah. Yeah. It's like me, like when I'm out, like on a Saturday when we got a bunch of stuff we've done all day and I just want to relax. It's amazing how fast I need to go use the restroom. And then I'm gone for like half an hour. Quiet down. And now like my kids are older, so I don't like see the fingers under the door anymore. Like daddy, but I used to, man, like see those little, it's like a horror story, like Child's Play. Man. I mean, we'll pray for your Gramps, but way to bring the mood down. My mom, let's just bring this all the way down. My mom has dementia. She's had it since she was 65. And her brother has it and her grandmother had it.
Yeah.
And I'm concerned that I might get it. It sounds genetic. Right? My concern for me is because of what I've seen in my life and the trauma I've gone through. If I end up getting some type of cognitive issue, dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever, I have a very high capacity for being violent. Because I'm scared, don't know where I'm at, don't know what's going on. And
a lot of means at your disposal.
Yes, right. Because I've seen it. Like, in fact, for work, I had a client that I ended up transferred to another guy who ended up having an issue where he had dementia. And the reason I found out about what was going on with him is because the guy who I transferred him to called me because he was arrested. This guy's like 88 years old, was arrested for choking his wife and trying to stab her.
Oof.
Because he had an episode during dementia, didn't know where he was at. He was scared, didn't recognize her. And he was, and like, man, I did not want my wife to go through that. So I've made arrangements just in case. They're going to put me on a piece of ice and float me out in the ocean like the Eskimos. All right, let's see. What else you got?
I'll just send you up to Anthony.
Yeah. A lot of good deals on backpacks. I personally like my Eberly stock the best, is my favorite. I have a Verdix. I have every backpack company. My Eberly stock. Let me pull it out.
Which one do you have?
What is this called? The Dirty Trick or something? What is it called? I think it's called the Dirty Trick. So the reason it's called that is let me pull this down so y'all can see. So the reason it's called that, the bottom zips open
and extends out, right?
And extends out, so I could put a rifle in the main pouch. Like it'll fit my 300 blackout. It won't fit like a 16-inch.
Right.
So I can do that. But I right now I just keep a solar battery bank in there for now because I don't need to use that. But the reason I like this the best is it has the best straps, and the backing of it, these bulge out right here.
Yep.
And it a lot of air can get in there. I don't sweat as bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think this is the smaller. This is an Eberly stock too. I think it's the smaller version of that style, basically.
Yeah. But I once I got this has been my favorite bag. It's got a nice pouch up top. I've got keep a headlamp in there.
Yep.
Yeah. I keep a Write in the Rain notebook and pens and stuff. What else I got in here? Got a little rosary. Got a few pens. I keep a compass in it. You never know. And have you ever heard of a seal cock key?
Yes.
So
it's for opening faucets on the side of buildings.
Yep. Let me see. I've got one in here. Let me pull it out so y'all can see it. All right. So if y'all ever see those faucets on the side of a, let me get to my camera, on the side of a building,
School, yeah, schools, churches.
schools, like that's what this is for. So if I'm ever having an issue where I have to walk home, right? You know, the big EMP finally goes off and I have to walk home and I need water. I can get access to any of the buildings with one of these and use their water and maybe, you know, through pressure, still get some water out of it. So I always keep those in a bag. I've got a few of them in a few different bags, just in case. What else do I keep in here? I've got some. I don't keep everything in my bag because some of it I keep in my car. But if I need it, I can transition it to my bag. But one of the things I keep in there, if y'all don't have these Blackbeard fire sticks,
Those are nice.
you can make a fire with these when they're soaking wet.
Yep.
You just cut a little piece off, and it's like char cloth. If any of y'all are into bushcraft, and you can start a fire anywhere at any time with these. So I always keep one of these in my bag just in case I need it. What else I got in here? Tourniquet, some medications. This is good. So Wiseman Company puts this out. The light's kind of crazy. And all it has in it, it's got, you know, some bandages, Band-Aids, gauze pads, alcohol preps, splinter remover, antibiotic ointment, burn gel, anti-itch cream, sting relief pads, lip balm, ibuprofen, acetaminophen, aspirin, antidiarrheal, antihistamine, electrolyte replenisher, and water purified tablets. So I basically just keep this in my bag. So if I ever need Motrin, I know I've got it. If I need, you know, somebody's got really bad diarrhea, I've got something to deal with that, right? I keep one of these in my bag, and I keep one in the car too, just in case. But what else do I keep in here? A lot of this stuff I took out because I've been doing a lot of different stuff lately. But I keep that bag with me everywhere I go. It's always either in the vehicle or with me, in addition to my work bag. Yeah. In fact, my 300 Blackout is an 8-inch barrel, and I have my suppressor permanently on it. It's 16 inches with the suppressor on it. And what I'll do is I'll just take it down. I'll take the upper down from the lower.
Yeah.
And I'll put it in there. And if I need it, I just slap it together and I can go to work. But it fits in there great like that. And that way I don't have to screw the suppressor back on. Now, if I take the suppressor off and I just collapse the buttstock, it'll fit in there. But I don't want to have to it's much quicker for me to take the rifle out, put the two pins together, and it's good to go. As opposed to take the rifle out, screw the suppressor on it, and then use it. Because the way I built my 300 Blackout, I really don't want to shoot it without the suppressor because the muzzle brake is in the handguard, and it'll destroy my handguard and probably my hand if I shoot it without it. It's kind of inset a little bit. So it'll put that in there easy. You don't have a good compass, get one. Don't buy one of the cheap plastic ones. This is a Kamanga. I think they're like $100 or so. Get a good compass, learn how to use it, learn how to read maps. It's always good to have paper and pen in case you need to write something down. I like writing in the rain. Dirty Civilian, they love grease pencils. The grease pencils are okay. They just get all over everything. But that's just one bag I like. I have a Vertex bag I like. I have a Go Ruck bag. It's okay. It hurts my shoulders if I wear it for too long. Like cuts off the circulation. Mm-hmm. I've never had that issue with this, and I've worn this thing for miles and miles and miles of wrecking. But my GR1 and my Go Ruck cuts off the circulation to my arms for some reason. I don't know what that's about. Let's see what else. Oh, range stuff. Now's a good time to buy targets too.
Yeah,
steel's cheap if you want steel targets. I've got a buddy who owns a company over in Georgia called Athena Target Systems. He used to work for Crate Tactical, and he broke off and did his own thing. He has a great deal on targets. Get cardboard targets. And you don't need much to put them up. Like his Athena Target Systems, you can put them on a T-post. He has a T-post hanger and he has a T-post protector so you don't tear up the T-post. Or just buy a cardboard target, like a IDPA target, and you can just use a clamp to hold it to a T-post for you. You don't have to do a lot. You don't need a whole lot of infrastructure to have that. Where'd this come from?
I'm not sure.
Look at her. Let's see. What gear would I recommend for night vision? That's for hunting. What gear would you recommend for night vision? Not just for hunting, but traveling, say it's an EMP situation, and no artificial light exists or being stranded in the deep forest. Right? So that's a whole lot of hypotheticals.
Yeah, just a little.
What would I recommend for night vision? It depends on how much you want to spend. Bare minimum, I would go with a PVS 14. I would do an analog. I wouldn't do digital. Not that digital is not as good as analog. It can be good enough, but it's not gonna. You're gonna kick yourself after you see analog, right? They're completely different things.
Well, if you're in a situation with very little ambient light with the digital, because I have
you're
a
gonna
digital.
need an illuminator.
You need an illuminator.
Yeah.
So this is an infrared flashlight.
With my PVS 14, I have a single tube PVS 14. If there's one star in the sky, I'm good.
Yep.
I don't need a whole lot. But I would do a PVS 14. And you can get them pretty much anywhere. I would go with Gen 3 if you can, Gen 2 plus at the least. You're looking at spending $2,000-$3,000 for it.
Yeah, Gen 2 plus PVS 14 is going to be about $2,000.
But you're going to have it for the rest of your life. Buy one that's in a really good tube, made by like US Steel or US Night Vision. Brush Beater has been putting out a lot of AGM and Wolf products that are really good. But you'll have it for the rest of your life. This is not like something even if you want something better, it's still really good. So you can just like give it to your kid and let him use it while you're out with them. Right. So it's not something you'll ever get rid of. But I would get at least a skull cap to go with it with the, G3, was it G3 Wilcox mount? And you can really get a Chinese knockoff that's just as good. Don't spend the $300, $400, or $500 to get a Wilcox mount. Buy the Temu version. It's going to be just as good.
So these were images from just a couple weeks ago, and I just have a Gen 2 Plus. There's no moon in the sky this night, and this is on a overlook. And the pictures don't really do it justice because I'm literally holding my phone camera up to the eyepiece. But
yeah,
I mean, that's a few hundred yards away. Like I could make everything out just as well as I could in the daylight.
My wife was really mad when I bought night vision because the issue was about 2 years ago. There was some bans on importing night vision and thermal, and thought we were like, if you didn't get it now, you might not be able to get it. So I went ahead and jumped the gun. I just went ahead and bought it and just took some money out of savings and bought it. And she wasn't happy about it until one night I let her use it. She's like, oh, I get it. It's a superpower. Like if you can see, you can see anything. So at my house, from my house to the road is about 150 yards. And I have a driveway monitor type thing where it'll ring up here when somebody crosses in front of it. And so at night it'll go off at like 3:00 in the morning. It's usually a dog, right? Just running around, going crazy or whatever at 3:00 in the morning. But occasionally I go out with my night vision, look to see what it is. And there's been sometimes I've seen someone trying to get in my gate.
Really?
It's usually somebody drunk and they don't know where they're at and they're at the wrong house. But it has been a couple times where I've had somebody and I've had to turn on the lights and shine a light at them and they turn around and go away. But I can do that, and there was no moon, no stars or anything, and I can still see them perfectly fine. But it might have been.
Quad tubes. Oh boy.
Yeah, talking about some money. Silencer Central has a buy one get one free right now on suppressors. If you're gonna buy a suppressor, you need to buy it before January 1st. Because after January 1st, all the stock's going to be gone. The tax stamp is going away. You don't have to pay the $200 anymore, and everyone's going to buy them.
Well,
And they're going
the
to
tax stamp's not going away. It's just free.
well, it's effectively gone away.
Yeah.
You still have to apply
Yeah.
and everything, but you just don't have to pay for it anymore. So there's now no longer a $200 surplus on top of whatever suppressor you want. Which, for in the interim, in the beginning, it's going to make supply very scarce. But eventually, when supply catches up with demand, the price of suppressors is going to just crater because everyone's going to be able to offer them now. You don't have to have, a multi-million-dollar facility to crank these things out to make it worth it. Like you can just a traditional baffle system and put something out for like $100.
Well, then with titanium 3D printing and stuff now, like you said, you don't need a machine shop anymore. You just need a 3D printer to make these things.
As we go back to this one, as far as an EMP situation or whatever, you need. I mean, to be honest with you, the science isn't really there on EMPs. Mostly,
oh boy, here goes another nuclear situation.
No, so there was an EMP commission done by William Fortune and Newt Gingrich, right? And their concern was the worst case scenario of the EMP, everything's gone. Power infrastructure is gone. 90% of people are going to be dead in like 2 months, right? But since then, there's entire universities researching this now. NC Scout had a guy on who's considered EMP, specialist, I guess, very knowledgeable in EMPs. And basically, he said like they're not going to be powerful enough. They might knock power out for a little while, but it really won't affect cars or personal homes or personal electronics very much at all.
You mean like man-made EMPs, like nuclear airburst?
Yeah,
EMPs.
not like a CME.
I was gonna say like a Carrington event is still like civilization ending.
When the Carrington event happened, it caused mass chaos, not because there was no electricity yet. It was due to the wire lines for most, they're sending messages.
Telegraph lines ignited.
They all caught on fire. Entire buildings caught on fire from it. That's something different. But man-made EMPs, even with a nuclear weapon, that they're pretty sure that it will affect some stuff, but not a lot. But if you don't want to protect it, you need to get a Faraday bag. Silent, SLNT, or slant. I don't know what they call it. Silent, slant, whatever it is.
Depends if they're Asian or not.
Yeah. We have to make an American company called Round. But they make some really good stuff. They make a backpack. You can just keep that stuff in, right? They have a lot of government contracts now as well. So you kind of have to jump on them if you want to get it, because otherwise it takes a while, and it takes a while for it to come back in stock. But you can make Faraday cages. In fact, an old microwave works.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a Faraday cage in your house. It's a microwave.
Yeah, just put stuff in your mind. Otherwise, you can just take a metal trash can, line it with like 3 mil rubber bag of some sort, and then put cardboard inside that. Put cardboard inside the lid, and that will be a Faraday bag too, a Faraday cage too. Nice.
Three-legged Joe over there.
I don't suggest 40 Smith & Wesson at all.
No.
But as far as a suppressor, I mean, anything that does 9 can do a 40. It's the same size bullet. Let's see. What else did we miss? So the new law on the tax stamp is that the $200 fee for the tax stamp is going away as of January 1st. So you still have to apply for the tax stamp. You just don't have to pay the fee anymore, which is going to cause a run on all that stuff. Let's see. What else was on these lists that I wanted to go over?
Man, not being able to talk about the price of guns kind of
I know, it kinda
kills this
sucks.
episode.
And to be honest with you, nothing's like really a fantastic deal. I haven't really seen anything
No.
like, man, I need to jump on that. So to get back to diminishing returns, as I'm looking at something that just passed, Unity risers. I mean, a lot of guys like Unity risers because it allows you to put optics higher or put a magnifier higher, or any type of 3D printed lens caps, right? You don't need to pay that much for those things. You're basically just paying for a name at this point. You can buy, so GBRS put out a thing called the Hydra mount, and it's basically the capability of being able to put an optic and a laser at the same time without taking a bunch of real estate on your rail, right? And they want like $450, $500 for this thing. You can get the Chinese version off of Amazon for like $40, just as good. A lot of guys are like, no, it's Chinese. It doesn't. No, it is just as good. There's a
just
guy,
a piece of metal, guys.
it's just a piece of metal. It goes on a Picatinny rail. Crank that thing down, put some Loctite on it, just as good. There's a guy on YouTube who does specifically budget like knockoff stuff and tests it, and a lot of the stuff is about the same. There's a big thing right now on X about guys going to Harbor Freight to get a Streamlight TLR knockoff for like a third of the price of the Streamlight TLR.
Made in the same factory, from what I hear.
I wouldn't doubt it. So just know, like, you do your research on this stuff. There's no reason to pay a premium on this stuff. PSA sewing machine.
They're saying we should use code words for the guns to talk about pricing.
Oh, very well. Like calling them the Red Sea pedestrians. The small
Or
hack.
Amish. Elder brothers, small hats,
No,
tunnel diggers.
tunnel rats would be the better one. Rotten reels. So any of you that might be veterans as well, Bass Pro has a 10% off everything all the time for veterans, but also 5% off ammo and firearms. So if you want to take advantage of that, that's good, because their prices are usually pretty good on those things anyway. So if you want to take an extra 5% off, you can do it. Yeah, that's been my issue with the TLR.
Like no matter what, it's on strobe.
No, so it's got like a paddle that goes back and forth. And once you go to strobe, like you can't turn off the strobe, so you will accidentally go to strobe sometimes.
Oh,
if you don't do it right. All right, so since Joe's here, where's Joe at? Quit. So Joe won the competition for October.
Was he the only one that submitted?
No, we had a few guys. We had 3 or 4 guys.
Nice.
Yeah. Aren't you in the Telegram chat?
Yeah. You know how many Telegram chats I have?
Too many, apparently.
Yeah, too many.
You only need 2.
Okay, come on. The end tower isn't in a chat this size. That's not even fair.
I know there's like 8 people here watching this. We have literally dozens of people watching us. But Joe was
Dozen and a half.
the winner. Joe, message me on Telegram and let me know what you want me to order for you. And I'll order it for you from the Voting Babylon.
Actually, you let me know what he chooses, and I can get it at a cost.
Okay. And I'll just Venmo you or something.
Yeah.
That's good.
Otherwise, I don't need to make $9 off of you.
The mechanics wear tactical gloves for $25. That's not bad. Gloves are a disposable item. Don't spend a whole lot of money on gloves. Mechanics wears are fine. You can buy them for $20 or so. Did you buy any of the Rebel Raiders plate carrier?
Yeah. I ordered the Vulcarian, the actually a couple of apothecary bags.
Did you? Did you get the refills from Refuge Medical?
I did. Yep. That way I have one just on its own, And then I got a couple. I think I got 3 or 4 of his slings. I mean, for what, $25 or something?
Yeah, his slings are a really good deal. Slings are. I've never like the technology on a sling hasn't really changed.
I mean, because like Blue Force ones are like $80. You get the
If you want to get a padded
Magpul one
one
for 50.
I have a padded one, and I think I paid like $100 for it, and
Yeah.
not worth it. Not
No.
worth it at all. I regret that decision a lot. I would have, because the other side of it, I bought the really the biggest factor you want to look at is you want to look at the capability to extend and contract it, basically,
Yeah,
right?
how quick.
The slider is the biggest thing you're going to have fail on any sling. That and the connection point to the rifle. Now, I don't use quick QD anymore for my rifle. They're too loud. They clank around all the time. They make a lot of noise. I use the loop, and I put 550 cord, and I put 550 on my rifle, and that's what I connect to. It's silent. It does the job, and it works. And it doesn't make the clanking sound like a QD does.
I think he said those were gonna arrive to him on the 30th. So I think he plans on getting those shipped out beginning of December.
Yeah, apothecary bags.
All of it.
All of it. Yeah.
Because there's a pre-order. So
yeah. So there's the Vortex Defender Micro. Apparently everybody loves it. I don't have any Vortex.
The CCW.
Yeah.
I think I saw that was on sale for $100.
Really?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of open emitters. I have a closed emitter, and it's the only one that's crapped out on me.
I think I have the Vortex Defender on my my Conic.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean for the price, it seems really nice. But
yeah, mags are cheap. As far as mags go, you can get Gen 2 P mags for like $8. It's technically a disposable item, but P mags will last you forever. But you need to treat them like they're disposable, like as if the cost, because eventually they will go out. As far as other mags, I like Duramags. Any type of steel mags are good. Just make sure they have an anti-tilt follower in them. Most do now. You really don't have to worry about it. They almost all have it now. But Lancer, the best translucent mags you'll find. The PMag ones are okay, but for the money, the Lancer is going to be better because it has a metal feed lips in it, so it doesn't collapse like the translucent PMags do. And they are by far the best translucent mags to have. You're going to get a lot of kickback from guys who the first gen Lancers were bad, and they were, but then they worked out the bugs on them. They put the metal feed lips and everything. They work great. But Gen 3 PMags, the reason a lot of people went with those, one is Gen 2s are being over inserted into the magazine well. And so they're causing issues with feeding and getting locked up. The Gen 3 has basically a ledge on it that keeps that from happening. But as well as a lot of your aftermarket side benefits to the Gen 3 is, like, for example, Dafrico makes what's called the Das Boot. And it's basically an extender to the mag, but also a capability to rest the mag on the ground and have it, grip the ground really well. So you can add 2 rounds to your mag, so you can get up to 32. And I'm a believer of 30 rounds in mags. It's built to hold 30. You should put 30 in it. The 29 gang can get the hell out of here. But the DOS boot allows you to go up to 32, but it has a textured bottom to it, so you can rest it and not worry about it slipping and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, the mags that came with my Daniel's Defense were just like that too.
Yeah. I don't like ETS. I've had too many issues with them, and I don't even use them. I don't even use I use them for training, but the PMag Glock mags, I use them I do not carry with them. I just use them for training. And I've never had an issue with them, but I'm scared to. But I know my Glock mags, like the Glock is built around the mag. The magazine is basically what they build every pistol around. Is why the Glock magazines are so dependable. But ETS mags, I've had too many issues with them. I won't carry them. I use Lancer mags for all my 300 blackout, so I can visually see what's 300 blackout and what's not. So I don't accidentally put 300 blackout my AR. See, Freeman knows. Freeman does a lot of competition shooting. I don't know if y'all seen some of the pictures he puts up. He puts them. We've seen some in the Telegram, but we've seen some in the old Avoiding Babylon Telegram too. But yeah, I don't doubt it. I've had a Gen 2 get over inserted in my service rifle when I was in the Marines, and I had to break the magazine in half and pull it out. Yeah, it was real bad. It was at the range too. When I was at the rifle range getting qualled. Thankfully, it wasn't while I was on the line because that would have been real bad.
Yeah,
but I was panicking a little bit. All right, but we'll post these lists on here for y'all. Another good thing to have is get some silica packets or silica containers. I just bought 8 of them for like $30, and it's basically a metal tin with silica gel capsules in it, and you can recharge it by just throwing it in the oven, and it'll get all the moisture out. But I put one in each one of my cans of ammo. Just
it's a good idea. I never thought about that. It's like the opposite of a humidor.
Yeah, pretty much. And they're cheap, and why not, right? And like I probably need to buy a few more because I just filled up like 8 50 cal cans of ammo. Now, like they're not full, not all of them are full to the top.
Right.
It depends on, like I got one that's got 2,000 rounds of 9mm in it, but I've got some that are just like 500 rounds of, 69 grain or 75 grain or whatever. Because I keep them all separate. Keep all my grains separate. Do not eat the silica packets, Joe. Don't encourage him. He's giving out bad advice. Somebody's going to see it. Some kid's going to see it. They think it's nerds, and they're going to eat it, and they're going to die. That's why we have warning labels and everything, because people have done it.
By people, it means Marines.
More than likely. So when you see a hairdryer that says "Do not use in the shower," that's because someone's used it in the shower. I wish I was joking. That's exactly what it is. Someone has done that. All right. Did you see anything else that you liked on there?
Not that we can really talk about.
I know that's the sad part. Y'all go when we give you the list, go in there and look at them. See if there's anything that you like. We'll post it in the Telegram too, so y'all can have access to it, and we'll pin it so y'all can come see them. But feel free to get in there and ask questions about some of the stuff. There's going to be people in the Telegram who have had access and who have used a lot of this stuff. Me, I've used a lot of this. Rob's used a lot. We got some other guys in there who've used a lot of this stuff. And so you can get our opinion on some of this stuff. If you don't really have a lot of money to buy some of this stuff and you want some, military surplus is the way to go, right? PNW Guerrilla or Paxton Supply or Krishiki or Venture Surplus or any of those places. Just buy military surplus and get used to using that until you can slowly upgrade other stuff. You can buy pretty much a whole set of, LBE or a TAPS rig or something for like $30-$40.
I think I got a TAPS rig from PNW Guerrilla for $20.
Yeah, I still have one that was issued. And it's great. Don't wear the milsurp underwear, especially if it's striped, but only one stripe.
Your filter fails sometimes.
Last question. Do you think this is the true Saddam requested? See the Passion of the Christ before his execution. That's not the first time I've heard that. Like I heard that back in like 2007. It may be true.
He might have just been a Gibson fan.
He might be. They both hate the Jews. In my experience, affluent Muslims do not have an issue with Christianity like desert Muslims.
And he wasn't really like a devout Muslim either.
No,
He's very secular.
Most Muslims are not.
No,
Right, that live in anywhere close to a city. Like I can't tell you the Afghan National Police and other officials over there that tried to get me to buy alcohol for them all the time, and I would, because why not? Build up some goodwill and get some favors if I needed something, which I usually did for something, but yeah, they only pray 5 times a day when there's other Muslims around. Like it's the same thing. Like, how do you keep a Baptist from drinking all your liquor? You invite another Baptist.
yeah.
Like if there's another one around, they're not going to do it, or they're going to only act right when there's another one around. But when they're by themselves, they do not follow it at all. Yes, Islam is not a religion. It is a geopolitical governmental system with a set of beliefs randomly attached to it now.
It's basically how they were able to get the Bedouin tribes to stop feuding and conquer other peoples. That's all it is.
Yeah. Now, originally it was just a Christian heresy, but then it's developed into this governmental judicial system with a side of fries on it.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. Any last questions before we get off here? I'm going to post our next show will be the 1st.
Yes.
The 1st. Our next competition we'll go over it on the 1st. It's still going to be firearms related, but we're going to include a little bit more of stressors in it. Nothing great. Like I'm trying to walk and run y'all, crawl, walk, run for y'all. I'm not trying to throw y'all in the deep end on some other stuff if you don't ever get to do this. Right. But like, I want to introduce you to some things that you really should implement into your training. What did I get Rob for his birthday? I called him a retard. I mean, this is the best thing I could have.
That's all. I couldn't ask for anything more.
I didn't even know it was Rob's birthday. That's how bad of a friend I am. I didn't know it was his birthday till
you saw Anthony's tweet.
Till I saw Anthony post it.
I love how okay. You think, oh, look, Anthony's doing something nice and tweeting about Rob's birthday, until you realize Anthony gets all the engagement for that tweet and gets paid based on it.
Yes,
and because everyone replies, so you have to understand, replies on Twitter push the algorithm more than likes. So when everyone replied to him saying happy birthday to me, it pushed his tweet further in the algorithm to make him more money.
What? So, like, is he even making any decent money from that?
I think he.
Like, does it like pay a power bill or anything?
Over a month, yeah, probably. Really? I make probably $60 or $70 every 2 weeks. So I make let's say $150 a month from it. He's getting probably 3 times the engagement I am. So yeah, he's probably making $300 a month.
Wow, not bad. Just for running his mouth.
Yep. Now some of the big accounts on there, they're getting paid, like $1,500 a month. And those aren't even the super big accounts, but
I wonder. I should talk to George from Chivalry Guild and see what he makes, if he does make anything, because he's got a lot of followers. Right? He's got like 50,000 or something.
Yeah. When I got that 6 million impressions on that tweet about the Hindus, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a nice one. I got paid $50 more because they're not. So first off, it's based on a share of whatever X made from advertisers during that period. So if they're not making a lot from advertisers during that period, everyone gets less. But they're not very transparent on how they pay people. Like it's not just based on impressions. Because if it was just based on impressions, I
Mm.
would have made a ton on that tweet. They call it has to be a quality impression, right? So all I did was tweet a sentence, retweet a tweet with a sentence that I said.
Mm.
They don't, they don't consider that a quality tweet in their mind. It's not like it was an original tweet that a bunch of other people were interacting with and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I just don't have the patience to be on it enough to even worry about all that stuff. Like I just don't I don't. My issue has been with it's too much of a time sink for me. So I
yep.
lurk more than I comment. Because if I'll get into an argument with somebody and it'll last all day.
Yep. Sucks your whole day.
I just don't have the patience for that anymore. Now I've done it. I'll get in the mud with some people, but
I've seen you do it.
But who was the last? Seta Bacante was the last guy I really got into it with.
Seta Bacante, yeah.
Where's he? Did he get? I haven't seen him.
I've had him blocked forever, so I wouldn't have seen the tweet that upset me if Jason hadn't texted it to me.
I haven't sent it to you. Yeah, but I just don't have I just don't care enough anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And nothing annoys me more than the rage bait titles of, the word this. If I see this in the title, I might block you.
Like, what do you mean?
So for example, what is some of these like YouTube does, people on YouTube do it all the time. Things like, for example, I think Mike Pantile did one time, like demons hate this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Hey, what? Like, do I have to watch the video to figure it out? I don't care enough. Like, I'm just not going to watch it. So,
but that drives engagement with it.
It does. It is low hanging fruit, and you're catering to the sub 80 IQ people.
Yep.
That get onto social media, and that's where they find their identity. And I just can't get into that stuff.
Did Pipe Cottage retract his?
No, he didn't, and he hasn't apologized for it that I've seen either.
He won't.
All he did was delete the video, but don't worry, the internet.
Oh, he did delete the video.
He did delete the video, but I saved it. So, and it's sad too because I've met him in person. He's a nice guy, but his worldview is starting to collapse around him,
right?
And he doesn't know how to handle it. We all went through it, at one point or another.
Yeah.
And it's happening to him because he's just now to the point where he's willing to he just allowed a crack to open up enough to where he became Catholic. But now that you opened up that one crack, now other things, you're going to start looking at other things in a different light, right? Now all kinds of truth is going to get in. And if it is counter to what you've believed your entire life, you have to make a choice. Mm-hmm. Do you stay ignorant or do you believe the truth? And he's on the precipice right now of having to make that decision.
Yeah, he's women with feminism.
But he's a very new convert that thinks he knows everything because he has a PhD.
That makes it the hardest part. For a lot of us, when we realize we were wrong, it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. I'm always wrong.
Yeah. He was Protestant. He was Baptist, I think. But he needs to, because that rant was so public, it is required of him for justice to provide a public apology to Taylor Marshall. Yep. He dog cussed him in that video. He needs to come out with a video, and his priest, if his priest is, seen any of his social media interactions, should make him do a public apology to Taylor Marshall.
If he went to the TLM, his priest probably would.
Yep. But he doesn't.
But we know what he feels about the TLM.
Yeah, we know exactly what he feels about the DM. Because it makes him feel, it makes him feel guilty.
When I go after with Taylor, I'm like, well, Taffy made that video about all the last few guys who went after Taylor and what happened to them.
Yep. Paul, if you see me on X, I posted about it Saturday, Friday, whatever, when it happened. Yeah, That was the most disappointing comment. He would rather leave Rome than he would leave the United States. That's Americanism. Yep. Mostly. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, to bring a Loftinism into this, but that's basically he's choosing his country over God. Like he's made an idol out of the United States.
It's what Pius the 11th. I cannot think of just the most basic words tonight. I don't know what the hell's going on. Denounces. It's what Pius the 11th denounces in his encyclical against the Nazis. Raising things like race, nation, and state above, to an inordinate level.
Yep. Paul basically like I said, he dog cussed Taylor Marshall for like 7 minutes, called him trash and all kinds of other names. But just because Taylor Marshall basically called a spade and said that Thomas Jefferson was a Mason Illuminati and is not worthy of our reverence. And Mr. Pipe Cottage Man did not like that.
That's actually being rather charitable to
I'm trying,
Thomas Jefferson, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Taylor Marshall was a lot nicer about it. And so this is especially hard for me because like I went to war for this country and now I'm at the point where like I'm kind of mad that I went to war for this country, because I basically just went to fight for another country.
Mm-hmm.
And
it all ended up being for naught in the end.
Yeah. And yeah, it is for naught. Like Afghanistan's gone. Like that was a waste of our time. We should have never gone. But Alan Harrelson needs to get off social media. He can't handle it. He thinks his opinion's worth way more than it is. And this is the reason Thomas Aquinas said new converts shouldn't even, talk about the faith in public. That's not verbatim, but they should not be teaching the faith or anything for at least like 20 years. Yeah. Right. He's been a Catholic for like a year and a half. And that's his issue. His pride has gotten the best of him. Yeah. And we should pray for him because he needs it, because he's unwilling to listen to people trying to help him. Because I know some people who have his personal phone number who have tried to help him with this and he won't listen to them. I don't know if he'll deconvert, but like it's not going to be good for him. Like he's going to have a crisis of faith if he keeps on this path. Let's see. Are there any other last questions before we get off here? We've been on here a little over 2 hours. Rob's anxious to get to bed. You like my shirt? This is back when their old store.
Yep, I got a few of those when they were closing that out.
Yep. Jumped in there real quick. Got a bunch of stuff on sale for like 50% off. It was awesome. I can't get his beer down here, but at least I get a shirt.
I'm going to the Twin Cities this weekend, so I'm going to have to hop over to St. Croix to Wisconsin to get some of their beer.
Is that a far detour?
No, it's about a 30-minute drive from where we'll be staying. So,
all right, guys, I think we're going to cut it off here. Joe, make sure you get a hold of me, and I'll get a hold of Rob to get you that shirt or whatever you want. But we will see y'all next week, and next week we will start the new competition for December. So y'all take care, and we'll see y'all next week.